Hello, I'm this Marcelo Stokes. Good morning, everyone. Hope I'm having a good day today. I want to start with this photo by Anthony Tioli. Thank him for sending this photo of storm clouds in the distance. Right here, you can see this is from the storms earlier this week. Want to remind everyone, if you have any photos of storms or video, be sure to show them to me. And if you want me to, I'll include them in these videos that I make. Here's the Storm Prediction Center outlook. You can see we have a risk of severe weather today over parts of the western plains today, parts of Colorado, New Mexico, Texas and Nebraska and Kansas today. With this threat will actually be later on this evening to possibly the overnight hours, with the threat of severe weather moving into the area. Hold on, let me get this E-pointer up. Give me 1 minute. Let me get this set up. Let's see. All right, there we go. I think it's ready. Okay. Once again, here's the severe weather threat right here. You can see the tornado risk is guaranteed through this entire area. There's an isolated risk of a tornado, but the main threat will once again be large hail and damaging winds. Once again, another severe weather threat we have today is over parts of the northeast and to the mid-Atlantic coast. We already have showers, thunderstorms already beginning to develop over parts of upstate New York, parts of Vermont, and New Hampshire. This will continue to spread off and become more numerous as we head into later on this afternoon, which in fact a squall line may develop later on this afternoon, with mainly damaging winds as the main threat and large hail. The tornado threat is rather low across that area. As I head the next map I want to show you is the GFS model. You've heard a lot of talk recently about could we potentially have something in the tropics going on. It's starting to look more likely we actually may have our first tropical depression possibly in the next 12 to 24 hours. Let me go forward in the time frame. There it is right there. There's actually a little piece of moisture, a cluster of thunderstorm wedges developed off the southeast coast recently, and it's grabbed the attention of the National Hurricane Center. Here's the area right there of the southeast coast. Now, it's going to be a quick race. Will this storm develop before it moves onshore later on this afternoon into this evening? If it does that, this has a very small window of possibly becoming a tropical depression. But if it crosses onto shore, it obviously loses its chance of developing. But then it actually has a chance of actually re-emerging into the Gulf of Mexico as we head into sometime tomorrow. But once again, it looks like sheer dry air and overall environmental conditions do not support that this will likely become a tropical depression. If it becomes one today, that it could become one again as in the next few days. It's probably just going to dissipate over the Gulf of Mexico as it drifts slowly up to the west and southwest. GFS also showing pretty much the same thing I was talking about. You see right there, there's the remnants of it, pretty much right around this area is the remnants of it. You can see not much going to be left over. It continues to drift off to the southwest. It's pretty much going to dissipate and weaken as it begins to feel more of that wind shear. But right now, it's actually in a pretty favorable condition area right now. The shear is rather light right now. There's a good amount of moisture for it to work with. So this actually has, once again, a narrow chance of possibly becoming a tropical depression. Probably isn't going to have enough time to become a tropical storm or anything like that, but it has a very brief window of becoming our first tropical depression of the season. Here's once again the GFS talking about the next system I was talking about is right around this area, right here to the south. You can barely see it over Cuba and parts of the Dominican Republic. It's pretty much saying that same thing also has potential. This system that we've been talking about for days now, like wants to develop something actually south of this area and drifted over Cuba and Hispaniola and actually farther off to the north and east. Now, the track is still a little bit uncertain. If it shifts a little bit farther to the west, parts of southern Florida could actually get some rain, and they need the rain really bad right now. They're actually in a pretty big drought right now and actually could use a couple of inches of rain. The good news is they're actually getting some rain right now with that storm I was talking about right now. Let me go to the little radar picture right now. You can see it right here. Look at the rainfall. They're actually getting some rain right now. Here's some rain across central Florida right now. Radar estimating up to possibly some areas are getting already 3/4 of an inch to possibly over an inch of rain over to some areas. Now see the forecast calls for some areas possibly around this area to get possibly 1 to 2, 3, maybe even 4 inches of rain across central and southern parts of Florida over the next few days. So once again, this is really going to help the drought areas across this area that have pretty much been begging for rain, and they're actually going to get some rain. And they're going to keep their fingers crossed with that next system possibly affecting the southern part of the southern Florida and the Keys to possibly bring them some rainfall because they're also in a drought. So those areas need rain badly. One more map I want to show you was the hurricane map, the visible satellite imagery. Right now, you see there is a cluster of thunderstorms off to the southwest. And once again, like I said, there is going to be something we're going to be watching over the next few days. Once again, the low, let's see, it's going to be centered probably around this area where the thunderstorms are right now. And once again, it's going to be pretty interesting to see where the track heads off to. Once again, like I said, a farther northeast path like this, not going to bring a lot of rain to Florida, just bring rain to Cuba and Hispaniola, which is Haiti and Dominican Republic, and maybe even parts of the Puerto Rico, maybe even some of the Virgin Islands along the Lesser Antilles. And also Jamaica will likely get some rainfall. But what we need it to do is actually make a track, right? Well, it's not probably not going to go that far east, but probably right around here, a little bit farther to the west, will bring a little bit more Gulf moisture into it, and we'll probably get some rain around Florida. But a track that everyone would love to see is if it went up that way. That is highly unlikely it's actually going to go that track. But it's likely going to choose between these two tracks right here I'm pointing at right now of where it's going to go. So it's going to be an interesting track to see where it heads off to. But we're just letting everybody know there's a chance that Florida could get some moisture from possibly this area low pressure, which develops in the next few days as all models are starting to gather it and move it off to the northeast. So Florida needs to keep an eye on it. Hopefully we'll get some rain because they badly need it. They're in a drought right now. Well, that is the latest for my video. Thanks for watching.